These are the answers and guidance for topic 4, modern medicine topic on a page. Causes of illness now, we're moving into genetic medicine. The discovery of the double helix structure of DNA was undertaken by Watson and Crick. And how was this done? Through photography, a process called crystallography, which showed the double helix structure, and that was carried out in 1953. The impact of this genetic research, well, like most medical breakthroughs, initially it didn't have any practical application, but consequently it's given us a better understanding of conditions such as Down syndrome. Causes of illness, lifestyle. List 3 factors that cause illness. Smoking causes heart disease and lung cancer. Excessive drinking of alcohol causes liver disease, and poor diet can lead to type 2 diabetes. Improvements in diagnosis. What can laboratories now test? They can undertake blood testing, and they can go further with more enhanced technologies, for example MRI scans to see inside the body dynamically as opposed to static x-rays. Give an example of a monitor that can see what is going on over a period of time, a blood pressure monitor. The role of high technology in the 20th and 21st centuries. Thermometers, blood sugar monitors, kidney dialysis, heart and lung machines. New treatments, magic bullets. Well, they're listed here in the table. The first magic bullet was salvaricin, which treated syphilis, 1910, and poor Ehrlich was the discoverer of that. The second magic bullet, which happened considerably later and shows how difficult these were to develop, was Prontazil, and that tackles blood poisoning. That was 1932. That was Domjak. Antibiotics. What is an antibiotic? Well, it's a magic bullet that fights infections without harming the body or the host. Who discovered the penicillin? That was Alexander Fleming in 1928, and he did this by spotting the mold that was growing on a petri dish. However, his initial discoveries again had no practical application, and the practical application was developed by Florey and Chain in the early years of World War II. Factors helping the development of penicillin. Well, World War II was the incentive. Necessity is the mother of invention, and the medicine was needed during World War II because of the infections that soldiers were experiencing. The role of government, well, they funded the research. Role of business, well, it was an American pharmaceutical company called Pfizer that had the contract to develop and mass produce penicillin, able to do so in America away from the bombing of World War II. The role of scientific research, well, the entire scientific method had to go through hypothesis, experimentation, publication, and then mass production. Treatments and surgery. As technology allows more specialized surgery, surgery is now becoming more and more specific and less invasive keyhole surgery, which reduces the risk of infection. It's far quicker and consequently less blood loss. What are some surgeons now using? That's robots. Case study: lung cancer. What are the symptoms of lung cancer? Coughing and people being out of breath. How is it diagnosed? It's carried out with a CT scan or a lung biopsy. Why is it difficult to diagnose? Technology struggles to pick it up early because the signs are not obvious. Case study: lung cancer. List 3 treatments: surgery, radiotherapy, or chemotherapy. List some ways that the government has tried to prevent people from smoking: a ban on smoking in public places, age limits on the purchasing of tobacco, cigarette packaging advertising the health warnings and highlighting the risks. Prevention: compulsory vaccinations. Which epidemic in the 1930s killed 3,000 people? That was diphtheria. How did the government respond to this? Free immunisation. Again, showing the breakdown of laissez-faire the more involved governments were. Give an example of other vaccination programs, mass vaccination programs in the 20th century. Well, more recently we have the MMR vaccine. Since 1948, the government has taken more action to protect the public from getting ill. Funding in testing and vaccinations, better diagnosis, better disposal of rubbish and sewage, laws reducing air pollution and water pollution, banning advertising of cigarettes and smoking in public places. Care of the sick, the NHS. It was set up in 1948 by the Minister of Health, Aneurin Bevan, and it provided cradle-to-grave care, the complete breakdown of laissez-faire. Examples of healthcare provided: doctors, hospitals, dentists, health visitors, opticians. List some problems of the NHS: not enough money, an ageing population, expensive drugs and technologies. Change with the 19th century. New understanding of the cause of disease, the genetic causes, new methods of prevention, a far more involved government, new treatments and changes to surgery due to changes in technology, which has been driven by scientific research teams and wide use of chemicals and drugs. Care of the sick and improved public health.